After assembling and donning the equipment, enter the water so you can practice your buoyancy control. Good buoyancy skills are a sign of a diver's quality. Begin the exercises by inflating the BC orally underwater. The technique is similar to the one you used on the surface, but remember not to exhale all your breath into the BC. You should leave a little to clear the regulator before you begin breathing again. Repeat the technique of using the rapid relief valve in shallow water. This is a good way to halt a too fast ascent, particularly if you exhale as much air as possible from your lungs at the same time. Now, let's get working on buoyancy control. Lying face down on the bottom of the pool with the tips of your fins touching the bottom, find a condition of neutral buoyancy. By breathing in deeply, your upper body will tend to rise, while breathing out will cause you to sink down again. Just by altering your lung volume, you can make this oscillating movement known as fin pivoting. When you have mastered this step, you can even stay perfectly still at the two extremes of the movement by breathing less forcefully and keeping your lungs almost full or almost empty. In deep water, you will practice using the rapid relief valve in the head down position. In fact, one of the ways to slow down an ascent is to swim with your fins pointed upward. Therefore, you must also learn to deflate the BC in this position. As you will now be staying in deep water for a number of exercises, the instructor will have you calculate, just as you would on a real dive, your air consumption and how long your remaining air supply will last. This is calculated with the readings that should be taken at the beginning and at the end of the series of exercises. You have just learned how to maintain a condition of neutral buoyancy, not only by adjusting the quantity of air in your BC, but also by controlling the amount of air in your lungs. Your instructor will now ask you to put your skills into practice by hovering in mid-water. This is the condition that you should strive to have throughout the entire dive. In Module 6, you completely flooded your mask. Now, you are going to take it off completely and reposition it again underwater, which is what you might do if you have difficulty in adjusting the strap during the dive. Make sure that there is no hair or part of a hood under the face seal when you put it back on. Other than this, the exercise is not very different from the technique you used for clearing a completely flooded mask. In this module, you have performed techniques that you will often use on your dives, so now your instructor will have you make a free ascent, which means you have no line that you can use as a point of reference. Remember that it is essential that you maintain a controlled rate of ascent. The last technique that you have to perform for this module is to bring an unconscious diver to the surface. This is not very different to the rescue technique you used in Module 4. Remember to pass your right arm under the casualty's armpit and use your right hand to hold the regulator in his mouth. Finally, get out of the water using the technique that the instructor tells you, and then disassemble and rinse the equipment.